December 7th, 1941, a date that changed the course of history forever. On the base of the U.S. Navy, a disaster was about to unfold, one that nobody could have predicted. As the sun began to rise, a young African-American sailor named Doris Miller served breakfast to Navy officers before tending to his laundry collection. At precisely 7:57 a.m., a siren blared across the base, a sound that no sailor wanted to hear. Doris rushed outside and was greeted with a sight that would shock him to the core. The entire sky was filled with Japanese bombers. In a matter of seconds, chaos erupted as the Japanese aircraft systematically destroyed everything in their path. But why did Japan have the audacity to launch such a devastating attack? And why did America respond with nuclear bombs on Japan? Join me as we delve into the events that led up to this pivotal moment in history. Let's take a journey back in time to 1941, when America risked everything to save China from certain doom. The world had already been at war for 3 long years, with Germany and Italy on one side and Britain, the Netherlands, and France on the other. But America had stayed out of the fight, still scarred by the losses it had suffered in the First World War and determined to keep itself separate from the conflicts in Europe and Asia. But there was one country that was causing a lot of trouble for America, and that country was Japan. Japan was aggressively expanding its territory by taking over neighboring countries like Korea, Taiwan, and large parts of China due to the lack of natural resources in its own country. Japan had even set its sights on the Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia in the Pacific Ocean. Japan's attempt to conquer another country during World War II was not acceptable to the United States. This was because Japan was allied with Hitler, who was an enemy of America. In July 1941, the United States stopped supplying oil to Japan after seeing its aggressive actions. Japan depended on the U.S. for 80% of its oil imports, so this was a major blow to their economy. The U.S. placed a condition that Japan must first withdraw from its occupation of China before it could receive oil. This was a difficult decision for Japan because they needed oil to sustain their economy, but they also wanted to maintain their hold on China. Japan made a decision not to withdraw its military from China, and instead secretly planned to seize control of Indonesia for its oil resources. However, this plan was not as simple as it seemed. Indonesia was a colony of the Netherlands, and to reach it, Japan needed to first take over the Philippines, which was a colony of the United States. Japan was well aware that if it attacked the Philippines, the U.S. would respond with force, likely from its base at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. But Japan's oil supply was running low, so it made the fateful decision to launch a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor and then swiftly conquer the Philippines, allowing them access to Indonesia's valuable oil. To carry out this plan, Japan assembled a formidable team of 2 battleships, 39 submarines, 30 destroyers, and 414 bomber aircraft. On the morning of December 7th, 1941, the United States was caught off guard when a surprise attack was launched on Pearl Harbor by the Japanese. Over 350 Japanese aircrafts carried out the attack, which lasted for a total of 1 hour and 15 minutes. The attack left the American naval base devastated, and the United States was forced to respond with a full-scale war effort. On that day, 20 American ships, 300 planes, and 8 battleships were under attack by the Japanese. Among the brave sailors on board one of those ships was an African-American sailor named Doris Miller. Despite being faced with danger, Doris quickly shifted wounded soldiers to safety and manned an anti-aircraft machine gun to fight off the Japanese planes. Without any formal training, Doris showed incredible courage and took down 6 enemy planes. He became the first African-American to receive the Navy Cross for his bravery, which is the highest award a sailor can receive. Although the Japanese planes had already retreated, they had inflicted significant damage to the American fleet. The very next day, America decided to strike back and teach Japan a lesson. For the next 3 months, America worked tirelessly to restore their naval base, and 4 months later, they launched a counterattack on Japan, just as they had done during the Pearl Harbor attack. In April 1942, something incredible happened. The United States dropped bombs all over Tokyo, raining destruction down on the city. This was just the beginning of a 4-year-long battle between the United States and Japan. On August 6, 1945 at 8 a.m., a B-29 Superfortress aircraft named Enola Gay was spotted above the city of Hiroshima, Japan. It was carrying a bomb named Little Boy, which weighed 4,400 kilograms. Within 43 seconds of the bomb being dropped, there was a massive explosion that destroyed over 80% of the buildings in Hiroshima. Just 3 days later, on August 9th, the United States dropped another bomb named Fat Man on the city of Nagasaki. This bomb weighed 4,670 kilograms and completely wiped out the entire city. These were the first and last nuclear bombs ever used on human beings. The aftermath of these bombings was devastating. An estimated 260,000 people lost their lives in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The impact of these bombings was so severe that Japan surrendered to the United States just 1 week later, marking the end of World War II. Thanks for watching. Subscribe this channel for more amazing video.